2, 1. Hello, Paul.
Hello there. How's it going?
Very good. And we've got a guest as well.
This is Greg Cockrell.
Greg, how you doing?
Hello, doing great.
We are in Greg's wonderful space in Kensington Market. Paul, you're part of our Bare Bones and Upfront concert series. This is our 8th interview for the day. I kind of start off with this basic question of why Toronto? Why create and why do your craft in this city?
Oh, well, there are some great venues, a lot of great musicians. I met Greg in Toronto, and he introduced me to, we have a band, and there's a really good music scene here. I have tons of friends. We're both part of a pretty large circle of musicians, and they're good places to play, good place to start from. We do travel as well, but I love Toronto.
How is it then? How is it with touring? Are you touring just within the city? Are you going outside of the province, outside of the country? How do you move around in this industry as such?
We toured across the country last late summer for about a month. We drove out there. We drove to Quebec and then worked our way to Alberta and back again. And as a band, in February, Greg and I are going out to Alberta again, playing on the Via Rail train as we go. There's a program they have on the Via Rail where if you perform, you're given a room and food, and you can sell your merchandise, so it's free transportation, which is great. And we'll get to Edmonton and get a vehicle and tour around Alberta and then come back. Then we've got a regular gig in Toronto at a place called the Cameron House on Wednesdays, which is tonight, and in March as well. And the summer hopefully will generate some touring as well. I got an interest from a Salmon Arm Blues Festival today.
Great.
Nice.
And I go to Europe as well.
Okay. How is it then crossing the ocean? What's the scene like per se in Europe as opposed to what it is here in Toronto, or at least North America at large?
Well, I see it from, I get gigs through an agent I have in Hamburg, and he gets me great gigs. And I have a band that I use over there they're from Genoa. And I usually tour across Central Europe and do really beautiful gigs there. And the audiences are excellent. It's a little concern of mine in general that my music, which is blues-based without being really traditional blues, the audience for that, it tends to be older. People that learned about blues through the Stones. So they're all the same age as the Stones. So I'm trying to get, by playing with young, cool dudes like Greg, and using agents that book into venues that aren't specifically blues. So the scene is good, but in both over there and over here, blues is in a bit of a crisis.
How so?
Aging audience, lack of relevance, bad songs.
Is there any hope that a younger generation will at least appreciate the blues in the same way that the audience right now is?
I think you have to appreciate it as a very powerful form of music without necessarily reproducing the tradition. So it needs to be thought of as a landscape, and I think there are a lot of young people that can do that, reinvent it for themselves. And hopefully I'll fall on that side of the line.
Okay. Creativity on your side, where do you get your creative spark in creating the music that you do?
Well, I think I have a bit of a learning disability that allows me to see the world in an abstract way. That's the best I can come up with. But, music, of course, travel, books, poetry. I'm in the process of writing right now, and I read constantly a whole bunch of different things as research for writing. Lately I've been interested in motion, not necessarily travel, but been reading books about all sorts of things like that. So it's always a project of trying to translate things into, find the beauty in things and translate them into songs.
Okay. If you weren't a musician, if you weren't doing the craft that you're doing, what would you be doing?
Oh, probably crime. It's a bank robbery, but my hands are a little shaky. I can't think of what else I would do because I can't do anything else.
Is it a job or is it a calling?
I suppose you can be romantic and saying it's a calling. Certainly is what I am, what I've always been. And when I play, I just wait for the next time I play.
Very cool.
The rest of the time is waiting to play.
You're going to play something for us right now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you going to play?
We're going to play a song called Wishing Song. I should... The moons are rising, rising in the darkland day. The moons are rising, rising in the darkland day. Whoa, the moons are rising, rising in the darkland day. Oh, stay with me, oh darling, stay. The wind is singing, singing a wishing song. The wind is singing, singing a wishing song. Oh, the wind is singing, singing a wishing song. Oh, stay by me as I travel. I don't know what brought me here. Oh, stay by me, my dear, my dear. I can't see what brought me here. Oh, stay with me, my dear. Oh, and I don't know about the heaven above. Stay, my love, my love. Oh, the wind is singing, singing a wishing song. The wind is singing, singing a wishing song. Oh, the wind is singing, singing a wishing song. Oh, stay by me as I travel on. Oh, stay by me as I travel on. Stay by me as I travel on.
Gentlemen, thank you so very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.